Hello everyone, my name is Orca and today I'm going to talk about the 143 and 144 patch update. Uh, the point 3 was a bit bad because of the 200 limit we had pretty much on everything, and that kind of got reverted, but it kind of left that salty taste in my mouth, and I just didn't want to recap that kind of a patch. I just wanted to see how will it unveil itself. Uh, in that patch we also got the Tykin alien ship, Elydium ship, however you want to call it. It's a nice recon ship. It requires a tremendous amount of uh, balancing and sort of nerfs and whatnot, usual. And it's a nice ship overall. It has a nice mechanic. It's interesting and everything, but for PvP is just a tad bit too much because of the whole movement uh, capabilities of that ship are just off the charts. The Tharga, on the other hand, received a few numerous buffs and nerfs in the meanwhile, but mostly nerfs, and it's almost playable by my standards. It's almost playable. It's almost a nice ship. It may require just bit more balancing attempts on several aspects of that ship, but it should be uh, it should be a nice ship really soon. So I might be able to fly it with some decent scores, feeling about the whole mechanics and everything. It should be a much better experience maybe soon, I guess, with the next update whenever it's going to come. And with the point 3 patch we got a nice weapon for frigates. It's called the Vulcan. It's basically a minigun. It has a nice line of stats, DPS, whatever you're interested in a kinetic weapon. This weapon pretty much has it. It has a nice sound, it looks nice, feels nice, and the grind for it was really simple. All you had to do is just play one specific rank for a specific tier to get the to get the blueprint and the necessary parts to make that weapon. So you get pretty much everything handed over to you, simply as that. Um, the other thing, the whole Jericho line pretty much got a buff, but in a form of a shield modifier called multipurpose shield, which is pretty much the same. It has the same functionality as the crew setting we had for the shields to compensate the crash damage, to redirect it to shields instead of hull. So it may be useful in these times when the crash damage is a bit too much. So if you struggle with hitting the walls and have a high ping or anything, this might be uh, the best thing you could do on a Jericho ship. Aside from the Jericho ship line, we have a completely huge buff on the subclass of fighters, the tacklers. Uh, Pretty much everything on them got buffed, so that it's obvious that developers just want to encourage the usage of tacklers now, uh, mostly because of the Tycoon to be able to balance it properly and everything, I guess. And it's going to take a while, so you might as well enjoy it, uh, learn some debuffing action, and overall tactics and mechanics of the tackler subclass. So it's pretty much encouraged with all the buffs and stuff like that. Other than the obvious parts, it was a nice patch, but the limit still is an eyesore. It still left a salty taste in my mouth, and it took a while to get over it. But with the 144 patch, it's pretty much okay. I'm okay with all of that. It got reverted, it got fixed, so The point 4 update was just that push that I needed to be positive about it. So um, it's all I can say about the whole recent patching and everything of the game. Uh, you might have seen the last video I posted. It was about the Endeavor and the Spiral. Those are the two ships we have on the event currently. So if you are doing all the events that are available on each day, like you have one for open space and one for PvP, you will get 80 Xeno chips. I got 70 for the time being. I got the chance to open one bundle for this ship, so you can get 80 Xeno chips for a day, and the whole event is so constructed that you should be able to get all of the parts of this ship, the Spiral ship, and all of the parts of the Endeavor ship. So you should be able to craft them without any um, spendings of any kind. So all you have to do is just play the game to get both of them, and they are unique and nice in their own way. More of the details are covered in my previous video. You should probably watch it. Um, that's about it for the main part of the point 4 update. Uh, it featured a lot of nerfs on the Targa, as I just mentioned. So it's a ship that could be playable on the average scale and not the superior scale as we used to see that ship perform on. So the user interface changes, like, I don't know, synergy, free synergy and everything. You should be able to see your free synergy in this window here, and it should be listed. If you have questions like where should I find the blueprints and everything for the recent update on the monocrystals and the composite panels, it should be all listed here. You see enriched monocrystals. All you have to do is just learn. Basically, it's a 1 credit thing. You don't lose any monocrystals, although the new item is limited to 500, so keep that in mind. But the old monocrystals you have will not be destroyed, so don't worry about it. The alien composite block is another new item. As you can see here, I got 900 alien composite panels, so if I were to transfer them into composite blocks, it would be a 1-on-1 ratio, so you still won't lose any of your old materials, you won't lose anything, stuff won't be destroyed. Speaking of destroyed, the excess parts on the Taiken node parts and the cabin parts are pretty much listed in your mail, and they will be deleted after 24 hours. So try to spend them in the meantime if you can. If you don't, for me it's not a big deal. I mean, if I already got so many, I don't know, controlling Xenobots for instance, it's not going to change anything for me, and I will get them regardless, even if I don't have the space for them. So this is pretty much it. There's more details in the patch notes. I encourage you to read the patch notes, and you should read the patch notes. After all, it's all listed there. Sometimes there are a few, we like to say, ninja changes that are left out of the patch notes, mostly because they are by the most part, just unimportant. But stuff like, I don't know, upgrade of the textures on weaponry or just animation of some sort. I mean, it's still valid stuff you should put in the patch notes, but okay, I guess you should be able to notice these kind of changes on your own, so it's not a big deal. I hope you had fun watching this video, and if you liked it, subscribe to my channel If you don't like it, well, write it down in the comment section what you didn't like about it. I'll try to improve it. So until next time, see ya.